Alright, let's address the cold elephant in the room. It's fucking Baltic outside. And during the winter months, motivation gets put on life support, doesn't it? I mean, it's cold, it's pissing down with rain, and it gets dark about 3:30 in the afternoon, which means that your motivation tanks because you don't really want to go to the gym, do you? You just want to sit on the sofa, snuggled up in a blanket, watch shitty TV, and deep throat a packet of bourbons. As opposed to going to the gym on a cold Tuesday evening to do leg day. And honestly, that's completely normal. That's kind of a human trait to have. Notice why a lot of mammals hibernate during the winter months. You're kind of embodying your inner ancestors, aren't you, in a weird way? Think of it like that. But also, this is why you see the exact same pattern every single year. People say that they're going to start getting into good nick in January, realise how cold and unmotivating it is throughout January, and then kind of give up in Feb. And then they probably start around spring again when it starts to get warm, but by that point, it's too late to get into the shape that they want for their summer holiday. And it's not because they're lazy, and it's not because they don't necessarily want it. It's because that motivation that they initially thought that they were going to have wears off very, very quickly, especially when you step outside and it's -5. And yeah, I get it, discipline is way more important than motivation ever will be, because motivation is very short term, it's very, very fleeting, whereas discipline is the thing that keeps you going long term. Discipline is the big brother, and motivation is the smaller, more temporary brother. But that being said, motivation does still matter. It's kind of like a hybrid car. It uses the electricity to get you going, i.e. motivation, but then the fuel is there to keep you moving along and keep you moving whilst the battery's recharging, i.e. discipline. Motivation is the spark, is the thing that gets you up off the sofa and gets you at least starting to do the thing that you need to do. And discipline needs to be built over time, over just doing the shit that you need to do. And you can't build discipline if you aren't at least somewhat motivated to begin with. So instead of pretending that you need to be motivated all the time, you just need to engineer motivation. Because the problem is that your brain doesn't give a fuck about long-term fixes or long-term outcomes. You care about results, yeah, I get it, but your results are going to happen long-term. You care about fat loss, but fat loss happens after a number of weeks or even months of staying consistent. You care about confidence, but confidence is only built up after time and time of doing something consistently. These are all long-term rewards, which unfortunately our brains don't give too much of a shit about. Your brain cares about right now. It cares about instant comfort, instant satisfaction, instant gratification. It wants immediate reward for doing certain things, which is why I Want to Look Better in 6 months does absolutely fuck all for you at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday evening when it's minus temperatures outside. The reward is too far away and too vague. So basically your brain goes, yeah, that's great, mate, but can we just wait until tomorrow? Can't we just sit on the sofa and watch the Traitors today and start tomorrow? And the issue is that start just never happens if you just rely on that. 9 times out of 10, that part of your brain actually wins. So instead of focusing on long-term outcomes to give you the spark for that short-term action, start engineering short-term motivation to do those short-term actions. Start incentivizing yourself with short-term wins or short-term rewards. Don't say to yourself, oh yeah, I've done really, really, really good with my diet today, therefore I'm gonna eat fucking a takeaway or whatever, because rewarding yourself with food is quite toxic. After all, you're not a dog. You don't need rewarded with food for good behaviour. Instead, think of rewards that are immediate but personal and comforting, emotional and human. For example, if I go to the gym tonight, then when I get home, I can sit in front of the TV, cuddled up in a duvet and watch the Traitors. If I meal prep this evening for the next 4 days, then I don't have to cook meals for the next 4 days, meaning that I can spend more time just sitting on the sofa and enjoying the warmth. If I get up and go for a walk early today, then tomorrow I don't have to do it, which means that I can spend more time in bed. Little rewards, short-term motivators. Because once you start attacking short-term motivators, it's easier to do it. And these short-term motivators will gradually accumulate to form long-term discipline. The behaviours feel less like punishment and more part of the deal. You get more consistent and therefore you also get little short-term rewards for it. And the more short-term rewards you get, the further along your journey you're going to be in order to get your long-term outcome. And eventually you won't ever have to rely on motivation again. You'll do it because it's habit, because it's behavior and it's part of your routine. So if you are struggling in winter, but you know that you've got a goal that you want to achieve, maybe a New Year's resolution or just a goal that you've had for a while, and you need a little bit of help with that, whether that's more knowledge, more education, more direction, more accountability, or more guidance, then what I want you to do is click the link in the description below, fill the form out, and I'll be in touch with you personally to see how exactly I can help you do that, eventually helping you achieve the goals and the results that you've want forever, without any restricted dieting, without any sacrificing your social life, and without sapping out 95% of your will to live. In the meantime though, make sure that you follow my Instagram at k.p_health and subscribe to this channel for future content. In the meantime, peace.